Hello guys, it's me. Sorry, it's Bezezu Tazo Pelagi Lajibel T. You can call me whatever. I'm gonna answer you. Okay. So sorry. So I'm looking this way and I'm looking like this because I have my phone set up and I have my camera set up. So too much paparazzi. Okay. So anyway, back to business. It's me, Bezezu, and I want to give a quick review about the movie Coming to America. I know most of you have watched it, so I have it on paper. I kind of like jot some things down because I didn't want to miss nothing. Okay, I just want to give you guys every bit of what I think of the movie. So this is my review, like my opinion. I know it might. You guys must have get 1 or 2 points the same way, just like I did. So, but since I have the opportunity to tell you guys, let me tell you guys. First, I love the costume. The costume is so African. I love the colors. I love the design of the costume. How it fits. It looks so royalty. It looks so African. It looks so royalty. So I really, really love the costume. So I also love the music choices. The music choices was good. Even though I did not really get that African vibes in terms of music. There's some sounds that when you close your eyes and you listen, this is Africa. Like even a blind man, if a blind man listen to this sound, the blind man would just be like, okay, now I'm in Africa. This Lion King, sounds, the South African sound, the royal sound, the African sound. Most of you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I did not like the dance move. No, I did not like the dance move. It did not represent Africa at all. Like 80% of the dance move did not represent Africa. Mind you, let me make this clear. Coming to America 1 was all about America. It was just like 90% America, 20% Africa. So Coming to America 2 was definitely gonna be telling us how he went back to his country, how his American wife was accepted and all that, how the African aspect, the royalty aspect of him was, so but the dance, this was, I think like they could have made it more of African, but I think they messed up on that. They didn't make it African. And I'll talk about how African was being represented in this movie. There's some part that I feel like Africa was not represented well in this movie. Like, let me make this clear. Is it Zamunda? That's the name of the country in Africa of which the movie setup was. Zamunda. It was just mentioned Zamunda, like no particular country in Africa was mentioned in this movie. Maybe it was, I didn't get it. Maybe if you get it, you might want to leave me a comment and tell me. I didn't get it. No particular African country was mentioned in this movie. So it technically means Zamunda, it's Africa. It might be the east, west, north, south part of Africa. It's Africa, like Africa in general. So any other person, when I mean any other person, I mean any person that is not Africa watching this movie will know this is Africa. So if a Kenyan, he would think like a Kenyan, they know of Zamunda. He would think like Cameroonian know of Zamunda. He would think of Nigerian has a Zamunda, a Ghanaian has a Zamunda, like that. So it represents Africa, not a particular section of Africa. So I feel like some part of Africa, like Africa was not represented well in this movie. Like I feel like this movie is 30 years after the first movie was made. So after 30 years, they still represent Africa as uncivilized. Like I'll mention 2 parts. The first part, the Aziz's daughter, the fact that she was repeating or doing the same thing her aunt was doing 30 years ago shows nothing has changed. It shows Africa is still the same 30 years because she was still doing the same thing, still being this submissive like that, want to do the, like she just wants to be a wife. And as his son, you know, the way he walked in, the way he presented himself, it's not cool. I feel like African, we are more than that. They should not represent us like that, you know. I feel like that wasn't cool at all. And okay, in our women, our African women too were not represented well. The fact that um Aziz's daughter said, I am just a wife. There was a part she said, I am just a wife. Yeah. In another part, the royal I see the Baba, the saloon girl, the girl that married the prince, she said women in Zamunda don't own businesses. No, that's 30 years. Look, they're representing our women wrongly. Our women in Africa, we are career holders, we are leaders, we are business women. We are more than you guys think of. We're not just wives, and we are not being, you know, we're not forced to do things we don't want to do. It's not like we're just wives and we don't own businesses like that. There's more to an African woman that people need to meet and know. I'm just trying to review this because trust me, when most people, like the other people, you know, watch this movie, they'll be like, oh wow, yeah, that is, you know, this is how Africa is. Maybe their women are still being so submissive like that. The women don't have their own voice, of which that is wrong. I feel like 30 years they didn't represent us, you know, nicely. And also our kids are, you know, we have good African kids. African kids are one of the best kids. Let me not even say one of the best. I'm sorry if I'm trying to be, you know, here, but African kids are really good. You know, we don't play with grenades. We don't. There's a part that Aziz like was telling them this kid stories, and he was like, go play with your grenade. You know, no, you don't. I feel like, no, outside the palace, all out of the palace, the part of Africa that was represented, it was not really, it, you know, it just showed a bad image, and this is how Africa, like, this is how Africa is, of which it is wrong for people who have not been there, who have not been in Africa, to know, no, this is, Africa is really a nice and civilized, you know, good people who feel like this is, you know, this is how we live our life, and that of which is wrong. And then another part of our African palace was not represented well. Like, there's a part in the movie when Aziz was coming into the palace with his group of thugs and men. The palace gate was just open to them. Like, we don't do this. Do we do this in do we just open our gates in Africans like that? No, we don't. We don't just open our gates in Africans like that. Our royal gates. That's a palace. That's a royal palace. People, you know, enemies don't just run into the palace like that. You know, trust me, if you need to ask questions, if you feel like you can just get into an African palace like that when you're an enemy, you will disappear on the gate. Nobody will see you. Only the chief and his chindas, they'll be seeing you somewhere sitting in the palace. Okay, so this point is really, really very important. You know, I've never been asked this question, but I've had so many people say they've been asked this question. Like, people still feel like we live with animals. We live with wild animals in Africa. People still feel like we have wild animals as pets. We have lions and tigers as pets. You know, it's a funny and a brave thing to even know that people think maybe I might have a lion that is my pet, but that is wrong. It's wrong. This is the part that many people feel like we Africans, that's how we Africans live, of which it is hard to really, you know, we've been trying to make people know. You need to know more about Africa. You need to learn. Google Africa. Try to study Africa of today, and you know, because the things they're teaching you people are the things of, you know, 1,000 years ago. But this movie kind of like still shows like we are living with animals. You know, we're living with animals. A royal palace is just by the lion den. People can just go into the forest where the lion, like that, no. And the strength of a lion too was underestimated. How dare you guys underestimate the strength of a lion? A king of the jungle. cat food. Man, no. Cat food. This is, I'm just helping some of you guys, okay? Don't feel like that is the strength of a lion. That was, anyway, Coming to America is a comedy movie. So I feel like you guys are going to get the comedy out of it. And don't play with a lion, because your bones will not even tell the story, okay? Don't play with a lion. My advice. Okay, another part. Okay, this is where it gets really funky. The comparison between Akeem now is King Akeem, that's Eddie Murphy, and his son, the prince. That comparison, man, it doesn't even fit. Like, you know, I know it's a good thing for you to want to do things your own way, you know, do things your own way, not being forced to do things in a certain way is good. But there was a part that the hairstylist was telling Akeem, like, you need to go find your own, find who you are, you know, find your own person. She was trying to compare, you know, Prince and Prince Akeem, that's Eddie Murphy, when Eddie Murphy was young. Let me tell you people why I feel like that comparison was wrong. Eddie Murphy grew up in royalty, you know. It's like he was already his royalty, you know, like, so he can just get up one morning and be like, you know what, I want to abandon all this and go find myself. But this prince grew up somewhere in a ghetto. He was struggling with his family, and then I don't even, like, right now I don't feel like I know what I'm saying, but you guys understand. Let me just kind of like read it and tell you people, you know. Okay, let's skip to the part where this Lavelle Johnson got mad and left the palace with his family. Okay, mind you, this was like, he was mad because he heard a conversation between General Easy and his dad, saying Lavelle Johnson married to Easy's daughter was gonna bring profit and peace. So I don't know why he was mad. Yes, profit to Easy, because Easy now was getting a little share of the palace, of the royal palace, because his daughter was being married, you know. And then peace, because, you know, like, you know, Easy has been disturbing the palace for a very long time, so at least now they'll bring peace. So why was he mad? Like, he was mad, and then he took his uncle and his mom and they flew back to America. Like, wait, let me not laugh. There's two people in this world, right, that will live. Two people. There's like 7 billion people in the whole world. I think something billion people in the whole world. There are two people, that will leave royalty, money, fame, gold for love. And let me tell you these two people in order of how it happened. Akeem, that's, even though it's a movie, but I'll call him because he did that. Akeem, in Coming to America I, he abandoned his palace because he wanted to go find himself, you know. And then Prince Harry abandoned the palace, his royal duties, to take his wife, you know, and to protect his wife and his kids. That's the two people. This Lavelle Johnson's family don't look like one that will abandon the whole, that royalty, you know, fame and all that for a girl, or for something that, I don't know, I myself, I did not even understand why he was mad. They don't look like, mind you, he too was using, if he feels like his dad was using him, he too was using his dad, because if he had not seen that money, he wouldn't have followed his dad back to America. So he followed his dad back to America because he saw the money. He knows the guy was rich, so he was going to profit, you know, like, you know, I have a rich dad, that's why he was going. He wasn't going because he loved to go or he wants to go. He was going because of the money. He was going because of the money. And so I don't know why he was mad, because like, and at the time they even left, it was like, it didn't even make sense, because all of them had kind of like mend their problems. You know, Lisa was now fine with with the prince's mother. They were best of friends. They were, let me not say best of friends, but they were good friends. Simi was now friends with Uncle Remy, and why Lavelle Johnson, the prince, was fine with his sister. So everything was good. And when he came to that palace, it's like nothing was imposed on him. Yes, at first they really wanted him to be royalty, but at a certain extent, at a certain point, he said he doesn't want to be a royalty, and he not like he doesn't want to be royalty, but he wants to do things his way. And he was granted that. You see, his father let him. He brought his uncle, and his father was there, you know, in watching his uncle teach him the way he wants him to be, you know. So nothing was imposed on him. Even the wife that he was supposed to marry, he was not imposed on him. He was asked, like, do you want to marry? It's like, yeah, and he said yes, you know, I'll marry her. So I don't see why he was so mad to take his family back to America, you know. And when his dad followed them to America, he made a statement. He said something like, I want to live my life the way I want, and I want to love who I want to. Like, nobody asks you to live your life different. He was already living his life the way he wants, and it was granted. The wife he was supposed to get married, he was asked if he wants to get married to the girl, and he said yes. So nobody was imposing anything on you. So I don't know why he was going back to America like that, you know, with his family, and his family just accepted to do it. That's funny, because I don't see that family like one that would just, you know, be like, no son, it's okay. Yeah, let's abandon all those things. His mother, look at his mother's eyes, look at his uncle's eyes. You think they'll just abandon all that thing? No. Like I said, I know of 2 people, and that family, they look like a gold digger. Gold diggers don't just abandon, you know, fame and wealth like that for love. Okay, so I think like I've touched everything that I wanted to say. Yeah, I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to say. Yeah, like, you know, like I said, our culture really was not represented, where our women was not represented, where our kids, our royalty, the royal palace and all that, it wasn't represented well, you know. I know Coming to America, like I said, it's a comedy movie, but at least we expected more, you know. They should have given that movie to an African person to write it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below and tell me what I missed, or tell me if you feel like maybe I didn't judge something correctly. You feel free to tell me, okay? As I'm still learning. Anyway, bye.